welcome to the first game review of the new year 2015. Now, as I said in a previous video, I'm only going to be reviewing my games, the games that I have. So if you're hoping to see a specific game review, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. I don't take requests, so don't even bother asking. Game I'm going to review today, Dragon Age 2. Now I know this game's been out for a while, it's just that I didn't really think of game reviews back then. You've probably already seen my game review on Origins, which I think I gave a 9 out of 10, I can't remember, but I loved that game. Dragon Age 2. Now, this game is obviously different from Origins. For starters, you don't get to choose your race anymore, you're stuck as a human. So, yeah, that didn't really bother me as much. The game has got improved gameplay and user interface, however it's got a weaker story and weaker characters. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, your characters, right, same as before, you get 3 other party members, but they die in battle much quicker than they do in Origins, and I mean much quicker, and they do less damage. That's happened in my experience, and I know it's happened in others as well that have played the game. Improved gameplay. The graphics have been moderately improved, so that looks better, and when you're actually fighting, it actually looks better as well. It's not auto attack. You have to keep pressing the A button on your Xbox controller to actually attack, because you actually execute each one. Because in Origins you actually just had to press A once and your character kept attacking until your enemy was dead. So that's quite improved. You do, however, still get to choose your class: mage, rogue, warrior. I always choose the mage now. I've played as a warrior. It was good, it was fun, but the mage is a lot better. Because remember, in Origins as a mage, it was kind of fun, but the spells were spell casting was a bit wonky. You know, it was a bit rubbish. Dragon Age 2, it's been vastly improved, in my opinion. There's new spells that you can do, such as, I don't know if you can do fireball. Can you do fireball? Yeah, you basically cast a fireball from your hand, which is great. And you can do fire storm. Like literally a storm of fire comes raining down on your enemies. That is great. That is absolutely awesome. Shape-shifting has been removed, but I never really used it that much in the first place. Plus, I never really liked it, to be honest. Healing used to be so easy in Origins because you can use your health potions whenever you wanted. In this game you can use them, but you have to wait a while for it to recharge, sort of thing. I might try to explain that later in better detail if I can. Don't get your hopes up though. Yeah, but you can still heal your party members, you can still revive them if they die. The benefit of that is that revival has actually been improved, because in Origins, if one or more of your party members died, you basically had to get them in this kind of circle, right? In number 2, that doesn't matter, okay? Use revive and all of your party members that have fainted come back. It's fantastic. Characters. I spoke about characters earlier. Now there's obviously a new protagonist called Hawk. You play him or her. You get to customize them like you did in the first game. And you and your family are trying to escape the Blight. So this is based, I'd say, a bit during the Blight and way after. So yeah, you're Hawk, you're trying to get your family away from the Darkspawn. And you eventually go to this city called Kirkwall. And I have to say, Kirkwall is actually not a bad place to go. The world map has been changed, however. In Origins, you had a whole map of Ferelden. In number 2, unfortunately, it's just a city landscape. However, it does have a day and night cycle, and there are a ton of stuff to do. There's a ton of side quests, which I admit some of them are a real drag and not worth doing. But the game actually requires you to do them. Here's the good thing though. you can actually import your saved game from Origins into number 2. So it actually influences what's going on. For example, at the end of Origins, if you made Alistair king, he makes a cameo in the game as King of Ferelden. If you exiled him, he also makes an appearance as a drunk in a tavern. If he dies, I think he's mentioned, I'm not sure. If he remains with the Grey Wardens, he makes a cameo as a Grey Warden. So yeah, you have 2 siblings. Depending on what class you choose, one of them's going to die either way. As a mage, you get the annoying ass brother, Carver. He's basically just a drag, you know. He's rubbish at fighting at the start of the game, and he's so terrified of Templars when he's not a mage. Hawk's a mage, and whenever I'm face to face with Templars, I stand up to them. You know, I'm not scared one bit. And Carver's just pathetic. He's just a whiny little bitch. If, however, you're a warrior and a rogue, or a rogue, I should say, you get your sister Bethany, who is a mage, and understandably, she's terrified of the Templars, being a mage and everything. Now, the plots of the story of the plots can be hinted or something without giving spoilers. The Deep Roads, the Qunari, and the Templars versus Mages. You kind of saw this coming. The Templars are being too ruthless, the Mages want freedom. You can see where this is kind of going, and you are stuck in the middle. In fact, you actually influence it. Now, as for characters, there is a warrior elf called Fenris who used to be a slave of a Tevinter mage. And you can understand what he's like. He's angry, he's dark and everything, but he's so whiny. I can see why, considering he's a slave and you know, he's escaped his master and everything. There's also another elf who's actually a mage, a Danish mage called Meryl. She seems very sweet and innocent, but trust me, there's a dark side. So it's pretty interesting. Anders comes back from Awakening, and that's quite cool. I actually liked Anders. It's very easy to become friends with him. Just support mages, whatever you do. I mean, personally, I can never side with the Templars. I tried that once, and it wasn't as energetic. It wasn't as entertaining. Since normally, because I was a mage, I sided with the mages. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure most of you played the game by now, for those of you who are Dragon Age fans, so you know what's going to happen. The mages are going to rise up and set the world on fire. Varric's telling the story of the champion, who is Hawk. If you don't know how Hawk became the champion, he became the champion of Kirkwall after defeating the Qunari invasion by either killing the Arashok, giving up Isabella, who actually stole their sacred book. Isabella, you may or may have not encountered her in Origins. She's in a tavern called the Pearl in Denerim, and if you see her, great. Her character design has been completely changed, but she also comes back. There is actually a much better dwarf than Oghren, Varric. Varric is awesome, and for those of you who play Inquisition like I'm playing it right now, he's back in Inquisition. And Morrigan's back in Inquisition. Don't worry, I will do a review on Inquisition when I actually complete it. So, yeah, plot's weaker, but there's a ton of stuff you do, so a ton of side quests. You become the champion. You can fight enemies and even an army of dragons, if that is included in the game. It's a side quest, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, 80% of the plot revolves around the Templars versus Mages. Now the game is over a span of 10 years. So in 10 years, Hawk becomes the champion. Hawk either helps the Templars or Mages and influences the city greatly, defeats the Qunari, all of that. Now I don't think I really need to go into detail about any characters because, well, the game's been out for a while, so you lot already know the characters, and if you don't, I recommend playing this game. It didn't match up to Origins, however. Origins is the better game. I'm not saying this game's bad, because it's not. It's actually quite good. But all I'm saying is they could have worked more with the plot, because it was just jumbled up at one point, and I just hate the fact that my characters were so bloody weak. They couldn't even stand up to a bunch of Darkspawn or a bunch of bandits. Whereas in Origins, you can kill a ton of people and still live. And don't say it's because you were a Grey Warden in the first one. That doesn't apply whatsoever. Doesn't make any sense. And I doubt the tent makes you a better fighter. It just makes you a better fighter against the Darkspawn. That's it. So all in all, this game is pretty good. Didn't quite match up to Origins, but it's still a good game, and I would definitely recommend it if you've actually completed Origins. If you've got the expansion pack Awakening, I suggest playing that too, because it follows on 6 months after the Blight, after Origins, which is great actually. And yes, he's in that too. That was his first appearance, and like in Awakening, his character model has been changed. So don't worry about that. My rating for Awakening, considering I gave Origins like 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, I think it was 9 out of 10, I'm going to give this game 7.5 out of 10. It's still a great game despite all of its faults, despite everything, despite the weaker plot, and you know, it's still a great game. So let me know what you guys think of Dragon Age 2. Am I being crazy and it's far better game than Origins? Or do you think I was being too generous and you actually want to give the game a lower rating? So yeah, that was a first game review of 2015! No cheering? Okay, I'll stop now. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.